What's up, guys? Welcome back to the More Coin YouTube channel, where I like to talk about all the ways you can stack more coins. If you like today's video, hit like and subscribe and click that notification bell so you know anytime I post a new video. Today, I want to give you guys my top 5 ways to multiply your gains when yield farming. Now, let me start from the beginning by saying I am not a financial advisor. This is definitely not financial advice. You should always do your own research. That's how you don't get wrecked. Before we get into this, I just want to state that there are certain risks that are inherent with yield farming or DeFi in general. You know, there's smart contract risk, hard rugs, soft rugs, all those things you should definitely look into and understand before you get into DeFi. And when talking about this, I'm going to assume that you understand those risks in general. So I'm not going to rehash them every single time I tell you about something. With that said and out of the way, let's get into it. Coming in at number 1, we have lending. Lending is by far the least risky and least profitable way to multiply your gains. It also is relatively straightforward. You can go to any lending platform you want. I like Aave because it's battle tested and overall trusted by the community. You give them custody of your tokens and then they give you a receipt. On Aave, this is called an Aave market token or AM token. Now currently on Aave, the interest you earn from lending is sort of low. I mean, it's still better than a bank, but in my opinion, lending on platforms like crypto.com or BlockFi or Nexo even, where you can get up to 12% APR on your stable coins and sometimes as much as 15% on certain coins, is more profitable if you don't plan on touching them for a long time. Again, not financial advice, just my 2 cents. Coming in at number 2, we have staking. Staking works the same whether you're talking about a coin or a farm token. Essentially, in order to incentivize you not to sell their asset, most farms will allow you to stake in a pool in exchange for additional tokens. DinoSwap is a popular farm right now, so I'll use that as an example. Right now, you can stake your Dino in their Jurassic pool and earn 140-something% APR in Dino, their native token, or UST, Terra's most popular stablecoin.
You can left it in there for a whole year and Dino's still around.
Now this benefits you because, well, 140-something% APR. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. This also benefits DinoSwap because while you're staking Dino, you're obviously not selling it. This is also why farms that have lots of things that you want to use their native token for besides farming tend to last longer and have better price action. Anyway, I digress, back to Dino. Ultimately, from your perspective, the best case scenario is when you feel it's time to exit, you have more Dino to sell. However, there's always the possibility that some venture capitalist who has already made insane profits decides to sell, dumping the price first. This is why taking small profits on the way up is always a good idea. Just keep that in mind. Coming in at number 3, we have providing liquidity. Providing liquidity is like staking, but with 2 assets instead of just 1. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about how liquidity pools work because that's an entire video by itself. I will give you an example though. For this example, we'll use the most popular exchange on Polygon, QuickSwap, and we'll still use Dino. You go to DinoSwap's Fossil Farms page, and you see that you can make over 700% APR from Dino and ETH. Next, in order to provide liquidity, you can go to QuickSwap and give them $50 worth of Dino and $50 worth of Ethereum. QuickSwap then gives you a receipt called an LP token. In this example, if the price of ETH and Dino are static, the value of the LP token will increase over time because of trading fees. However, when their prices are volatile, the value of the LP token will fluctuate, and you might run into the risk of impermanent loss. I'm not going to cover that today, but if you want me to in a future video, just let me know in the comments. You can then take that LP token back to DinoSwap and stake it in there in order to earn the native token, Dino. This has all the same benefits of staking, and additionally, when done at scale, should decrease the volatility of the token's price action, since it's going to take more money to significantly change the ratio in the liquidity pool. Coming in at number 4, we have leverage. So leverage in this case is to use borrowed capital for an investment, expecting the profits made to be greater than the interest payable. This is where things start to get a little tricky. I never recommend this to anyone who hasn't been involved in the space for a while because things can go very bad if you're not careful. That being said, let me share with you guys how I do it. The less risky way is going to Aave and depositing like you're lending. Then just go to the borrow tab and borrow from the list of assets available. I usually only borrow stablecoins though. The riskier way to do this involves using KeyDAO. Now, Key will let you mint and borrow their stablecoin using the Aave market token as collateral. On top of that, they will auto-compound it, and they don't charge interest on the loan. It's not free though, and if you want to know more about it, check out my video on Key in the top corner. Now, coming at number 5, we have vaults. In my opinion, vaults are the riskiest and most profitable way to multiply your gains yield farming. They are constantly in the headlines though as victims of exploits and hacks, and you should always be extra careful before putting your funds into any vault, regardless of whether it has been audited. For this example though, we will use the most popular vault on Polygon, Adamant, and again, we will use Dino. So, like I said earlier, over on DinoSwap, you can make over 700% APR staking your LP token in their liquidity pool. But you decide that you are willing to accept the risk of using the vault, and you head over to Adamant. There, you see that the APY you can earn is almost 30,000%. How is this possible, you ask? Well, Vault auto-compound your rewards for you. What that means is that at a set interval, let's say every 5 minutes, the vaults will take the Dino that you earn, sell half for ETH, and then add to your LP position. So every 5 minutes, you will be earning 700% on an ever-increasing amount. Just in case you don't already know, when dealing with yield farms, APR reflects your returning percentage annualized without compounding. APY reflects it when compounded. You might be thinking, okay, well I can just auto-compound it myself and not take on the risk. And you'd be right. However, unlike you, a smart contract doesn't have a life. It doesn't have a girlfriend or play video games. It doesn't even have kids. All it does is auto-compound for you at the optimal rate to maximize your return. So that's it, guys. These are my top 5 ways to multiply your gains yield farming. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video, and we'll talk about all the ways we can stack more coins.